Well, good evening, fans. Welcome in tonight on AudioSportsOnline.com, your home for the Cascade Cadets High School Basketball. I'm Rob Kendall. We'll be joined momentarily by Lex Zorn, as tonight it's your Cascade Cadets taking on Greencastle. Should be an exciting night of high school basketball. Lex will be along to tell us a little bit about both of these teams in just a moment. But before we do, let's thank some of the folks that make it possible for us to be out here and bring you the Cascade High School basketball. We'll start with our sponsors, and the sports medicine partner for the Cascade High School is Hendricks Regional Health. Platinum partner, CJ's Pizza. Platinum partner, AIC Irrigation. Diamond partner, North Salem State Bank. And Diamond partner, Bestway Drywall. So thanks to all those folks for contributing to the Cascade High School Athletic Department, making it possible for us to be out here. We also want to thank the fine principal at the Cascade High School, Mr. John Acton, and the fine athletic director, Scott Stevens. Those folks also playing a very integral role in us being out here, and they are always so good to us and take such great care of us. Thank you to those fine folks as we bring you the Cascade High School basketball tonight. Still got about 9 minutes up on the clock. Both teams going through their pregame warm-ups. Cascade going to be the home team on the scoreboard tonight in the home white jerseys, black letters and numbers, blue trim. The Greencastle Tigers wearing the road purple jerseys with white letters and numbers. And Greencastle looking for their first win of the year. Should be see if they can get it tonight. And Cascade looking to continue their winning ways. Big win over the weekend against Owen Valley, which really was a nice tone setter for them. And you get the feeling about this Cascade squad that they are a team hitting their stride. They've had a couple of tough losses, but they've also had some great wins. And it's a team that just seems to be getting better, and hopefully by sectional time will be in full force. But they do have a winning record, and obviously looking to add on that tonight. Our final broadcast of 2016. And, boy, it's been a great first couple months here of bringing you the Cascade High School basketball, both on the boys and girls side. I want to remind you as we're looking ahead, not that we're overly looking ahead, but we are looking ahead. Coming up January the 3rd, the county basketball tournament will come your way from Plainfield High School, girls and boys. And the girls are going to get things started on the 3rd of January, 6 p.m., as they're going to take on Plainfield. That should be a great matchup. And we're going to have that broadcast for you, both here on Audio Sports Online, as well as broadcast on 98.9 WYRZ. And we're going to have the whole winner's bracket of that tournament for you on WYRZ. So as long as Cascade keeps winning, you'll be able to hear them right there. As for the boys, they drew a bye in round one, so we're not going to see them until Friday evening. And again, as we said, we'll have that broadcast for you on 98.9 FM WYRZ, as well as right here on AudioSportsOnline.com. Still waiting on Leck. He came up here and then disappeared. He was down there getting the starting lineup, so we anticipate we'll hear from him in just a couple of moments. But I want to thank everybody that has been tuning in. We've had great numbers, phenomenal response in our debut season of the Cascade High School basketball here on Audio Sports Online. And we want to thank those of you who have been tuning in all over the country. Yeah, checking out these cadets and the fabulous start that they've had. And it's been so much fun to be able to bring you these games. We love being out here, and John Acton and Scott Stevens and the whole staff are so very good to us. So we're going to take a quick pause. Leck will be back with us shortly, and then we will have high school basketball for you. Joined now by the one and only Lex Zorn. Leck, should be an exciting night of high school basketball. Let everybody know what was going on, but tell us about both of these teams.
Oh, yes, I'll be glad to do that, Rob. Well, first of all, Cascade enters the game as one of the more improved teams here in Central Indiana this season, coming off 4 consecutive losing seasons. The Cadets are off to a 5-3 start. They won 4 of their first 5 games, then had a little bit of a downstretch with back-to-back home losses to Edgewood and Danville on consecutive days weekend before last. However, they rebounded in a big way last Friday with a 61-44 win out at Owen Valley. And tonight, the Cadets look to make it 2 in a row, and it looks very promising against the Greencastle Tiger Cubs, who are off to an 0-5 start, rebuilding under new head coach Bryce Rector. The Tiger Cubs are averaging only 37 points a game on the season, giving up 55.2. They generally haven't been blown out quite as badly as their record would imply. They did have a 40-point loss to Danville, but their other losses have all been under 20, so they've generally stayed moderately competitive for the most part. And again, they are a young team, so they should be getting better as the season goes on, especially recovering from the loss of head coach Todd Greenlee, who had coached the Tiger Cubs for the last 15 seasons and got at least 10 wins in 9 of those seasons, including the Tiger Cubs' most recent sectional championship all the way back in 2004. Cascade is led by a 6'5 junior, Dalton DuBois, who leads the Cadets with both 16.6 points and 10.6 rebounds a game, followed by senior Evan Birch, 6'2", who averages 13.6 points as well as a team-high 3.6 assists a game, as well as senior 5'10 senior Alec Alderson, who averages 9.9 points as well as 3 assists a game. Greencastle only, like I said, they average a mere 37 points a game. More than a third of those points come from junior Colin York, who at 6 feet tall averages 13 points a game. He's their only double-figure scorer. From there, it goes all the way down to senior J.T. Matthews, a 6'7 senior, who averages 6.3 points a game. Gavin Bowman, a 6'5 sophomore, is showing great promise, averaging 5.0 rebounds a game to lead the team. And senior Devin Clark, their point guard, is leading the team in assists at 2.8 a game. So certainly it's a game that, as a coach, I think you always have to find balance. You don't want to tell your team, make your team feel like every opponent is unbeatable, but at the same time you always want to make them realize that on any given night the other team could have an unusually good game. You could take it too lightly and leave a lot of points on the floor and come away with a loss. And I've seen it happen after nearly 40 years of basketball watching. So this is a game certainly, if you're a Cascade fan, you should be optimistic about. But like I said, Greencastle has been they've been fairly competitive in several of their losses this season. They're hungry. They'd like to enter into Christmas break with a win to end on a good note and take some momentum going into the new year. So hopefully this is a game in which the Cadets will just come out, stay focused, and get the job done against a team that and keep in mind Cascade averages just over 50 a game on the season. So certainly they're being the much better offensive team. Then, if they can get an early edge here, then that should go a long way toward putting the game away, because with only one player averaging over 6 points a game, it would be very hard for the Tiger Cubs to overcome any kind of big deficit.
Alec, let's go ahead as the players are now back out on the floor for Cascade. Let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. For the Cascade Cadets, number 2, Jaden Hopper, a senior, 6'3". Number 5, Michael Alderson, number 24, Alec Alderson, a senior, 5'10". Number 30, Ross Stevenson, a sophomore, 5'10". Number 34, Evan Birch, a senior, 6'2". And number 43, Dalton DuBois, a junior, 6'5". So Hopper, Alderson, Stevenson, Birch, and DuBois tonight for your Cadets. For the visiting Greencastle Tigers, it'll be number 10, Colin York, a junior, 6 foot. Number 14, Devin Clark, C-L-A-R, a senior, 6 foot. Number 22, Nick Costin, a senior, 6'2". Number 32, T.J. Matthews, a senior, 6'7". J.T. Matthews, a senior, 6'7". And number 40, Gavin Bowman, a sophomore, 6'5". So York, Clark, Costin, Matthews, and Bowman tonight for the Greenwood Tigers, who will be the visitors tonight at the Cascade High School. Clock winding down now. As you can see, both teams heading over to their respective benches. They're going to be coming out on the floor. We're going to go ahead and pause for our playing of the national anthem. We'll have starting lineups, and then high school basketball. It's coming up next right here on your home for the Cascade Cadets. High school basketball, audiosportsonline.com.
Those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
All right, our national anthem, and now both teams will be introduced with the starting lineups for tonight's game. We'll handle this as we usually do for you. Alex, let's flip it up a little bit tonight. I'll take quarters 1 and 3. You take 2 and 4. How's that sound?
Oh, yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm just always glad to be here in Clayton covering high school basketball here. This is our first season bringing you Cascade Cadets basketball and Audio Sports Online. It's been a great experience. Both the boys and girls having winning seasons, the girls especially having a banner season off to an outstanding 11-2 start and a top 10 ranking in the state here in Class 2A. And, you know, making it even better, they host their own sectional in which they should be the favorite. The boys, meanwhile, are off to do a great start. They're looking for their first winning season in 5 years. And facing a game tonight that they should win as long as they stay focused and keep mistakes to a minimum. Although Greencastle, does have a nice contingency of fans here. It looks like they've got, about 100 or so fans on their side of the court. And we have probably close to as many Greencastle fans here as we do Cascade fans. These teams located a mere 16 miles apart. Greencastle is about directly west here of Clayton, and now they're introducing the Cascade Cadets. Well-rested, playing their first game in 4 days, and they're going to be well-rested after this because, believe it or not, they don't have another game for 17 days. And ironically, the girls are also on they're 3 days into a 17-day break. Both of these teams will play their next game during the Hendricks County tournament. The girls will play Plainfield tonight, and the girls will play Plainfield 2 weeks from tonight, and then the boys 2 weeks from Friday will play in the semifinal round of the Hendricks County tournament.
All right, so here we go. Du Bois will tip it up against J.T. Matthews, Cascade, the home team on the scoreboard tonight. They're going to move from left to right on your computer screen. Tip is up, and it's controlled by the Cadets as Hopper will end up with it. And we'll flip it up across the 10-second line to Alderson. Alderson dribbles high on the left wing, picks up the dribble, comes over to Birch. Birch looks down inside, gets it down in to Du Bois. Du Bois backs down, back up top to Birch. Around the horn, it comes to Alderson all the way over the left side, right side to Hopper. Hopper to Stevenson. Back up top to Hopper. Cascade with some ball control early on. Birch will fire a three. Shot is up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Du Bois. And the Cadets will have the ball out of bounds. Whistle and a foul going to be called on the Tiger Cubs. And I was calling the Tigers. What was the Tigers mean? I guess it's Tiger Cubs. 3-ball from Alderson up and good. And Alderson gives the Cadets a 3-0 lead. Alec Alderson for 3.
Yeah, Alderson averaging just under 10 points on the season. He's a senior, is really going out in style. He's done a lot of good things for this team this year, and they're really counting on big things from him down the stretch here in the second half of the season as they try to close out a winning season.
Yeah, full court pressure by the Cadets. The Tiger Cubs finally do get it across the 10-second line, and now Greencastle works the ball around the horn. Up top, it'll come over to Clark. Clark to the foul line, over to 32. That's Matthews. Matthews lost the handle on it, and there's a steal by the Cadets. Cascade running back the other way. Ball comes down inside to Stevenson, back up top to Alderson. Looks around, now comes over to Du Bois. Du Bois sends it around the horn over to Hopper. Hopper lobs it into Du Bois. Accidentally hits the rim. Stevenson with the save, gets it to Alderson. And nearly accidentally threw in a three-pointer that time. Alderson with it over to Hopper. Hopper dribbles to the foul line over to Birch. Birch dribbles to the foul line. Pass down to wide open Alderson, and he's got the first 5 points for the Cadets.
Beautiful pass there by Birch. Got in the lane, and he saw a man wide open, threw the bullet, and they completed the play.
Full court press again by the Cadets. Greencastle takes a while to get it across the line, but finally does. And now the Tiger Cubs will start the offense. Costin over to Clark. Clark dribbles, picks up the dribble, looking, nowhere to go with it, still nowhere to go. Now comes over to number 22, Costin at the top of the key. Cascade in a 2-3 zone now. As all the way over to Clark. Loose ball. Round the horn it'll come all the way over to the left side, over to Costin. Ball down inside, picked up by Costin. Now he'll dribble back up top. Gets it up top to Clark. Clark to Costin. Over to York. Around the horn it comes to the foul line. Over to 32 Matthews. Now passed down inside to a wide open Bowman, who lays it in for 2.
Yeah, Gavin Bowman, the team's leading rebounder as a sophomore, 6'5", showing a lot of great promise. Leads the team with 5 rebounds a game, but only 3 points a game. So it's good for his confidence to get into the offense early like that.
Birch over to Hopper. Hopper dribbles towards the center of the floor. Now kicks it around the horn to Stevenson. Over to Alderson. Alderson takes it all the way to the left block, off the glass, no good. Tipped up, no good by Du Bois. I think he could have come down with that one and gone back up with it, Leck.
Yeah, I think you're right there. So now Greencastle definitely, and the
shot is blocked.
Yeah.
Ends up in the hands of number 22, Costin. Fires a 3, it's good. And we are tied at 5, 4:50 left to play in the first quarter.
Well, that's huge for Greencastle. After they go down in a whole 5-0, they were really in danger of the game getting out of their control early. But now they came right back and tied it. So a good job, despite being 0-5, hanging in there and making a game of it.
Birch to the foul line. Nice backdoor pass to Alderson, or Stevenson rather, but it's knocked away. And York has it, and he'll push it up for Greencastle across the 10-second line. Left side over to Clark. Clark with a chance to give Greencastle their first lead of the ball game. Over to number 22, Costin. Costin back to the top of the key over to York. York high on the right wing, looks, dribbles all the way to the left elbow. Now backs up, comes back over to Clark. Clark high on the wing, nowhere to go with it. And now we'll just wait as no pressure from the Cadets. Looks like Cascade shifted back into a man-to-man defense this time. And now passing the corner to York. York facing up. Dribbles all the way to the right. Now we'll stop on the left wing. It goes one-on-one with Hopper. Picks up his dribble. Comes up over to 22, Costin. Costin gives it off to Clark. Clark back up top to York. York dribbling high on the left wing, and a whistle and a foul on the Cadets.
Well, I tell you, I got to give Greencastle all the credit in the world. I mean, I really thought Cascade might have a double-figure lead by this point, especially after that 5-0 start, but Greencastle's clawed their way back in there, living up to their name, Tiger Cubs, and, now they got a shot to take the lead here over halfway through this first quarter.
Inbound to Greencastle, as that's number 10, York with it, dribbling high on the wing, just slightly out of your picture there. Over to 14, Clark. Clark now circles, comes all the way over to the right side. Clark over to York. York on the right wing. Now takes the dribble all the way up near the 10-second line. Gets it off left side over to Costin. Costin to Clark. Down inside to Bowman. And Bowman puts it in for two. First lead for Greencastle, 7-5. And Chris DuBois wants a timeout.
Yeah, definitely after giving up 7 points in a row. And like I said, after Bowman's first field goal, being that he averages a mere 3 points a game, even while being the team's leading rebounder, it's good for his confidence to get into the offense early. Now he has 4 points. He's already eclipsed his average on the season to give the Tiger Cubs an improbable lead. 3:10 to go here in the first quarter at Clayton.
Yes, as you said, Leck, a 7-5 advantage. So nice job by the Greenwood squad after being down 5-0, 7 unanswered points.
Yeah, that's right. So, and keep in mind, Bowman is only a sophomore. So certainly he has, if you're a Greencastle fan, you got to be excited that you're going to have him back for 2 more years. He certainly has a lot of room to continue to grow and improve and be a dominating presence for the Tiger Cubs as they rebuild under first-year head coach Rector, who's replacing, like I said, Troy Greenlee, who resigned after 15 seasons. He's now the athletic director out at White River Central. So now back to action here. The teams take the floor after that timeout, and we'll see how well Cascade has regrouped as they deal with their first deficit of the game.
Yeah, so Cascade, as we said, somebody said, down by 2 early on here in the first quarter of action. 3 minutes exactly left to go. Hopper with the ball, right side over to Alderson. Alderson to Birch. Birch dribbles to the right wing, takes it to the lane. Give off to Stevenson, puts it up, hoop, and the harm.
Ross Stevenson is started to get heavy minutes the last few games, so it's good for him that he's a 5'10 sophomore, but he plays much above his size. He's a very tough player, very widely built, probably on the football team, certainly has a football build, and now tries to put the Cadets back up in the lead.
First shot up and good, and that will make it an 8-7 ball game.
So Stevenson completes the three-point play. A nice
steal by
steal there.
Birch, and lays it up and in for 2. Birch picked the pocket of Costin and put it up and in for 2.
Well, that's huge. So it's the second 5-0 run of the game for Cascade. Now they're trying to force a 10-second violation, almost got it.
And it's out of bounds, and they'll say it was off Costin. DuBois tipped it, but it hit off Costin as it went out of bounds. So a turnover for the Cadets. 2:32 left to play in the first quarter. 10-7 ball game in favor of Cascade.
Yeah, so obviously the Cadets are responding very well after that timeout. And they got the lead back in a hurry on that three-point play. Now they built on it with that steal by Birch that he converted into a layup. Now they got the ball again.
Yeah, Birch down inside to Stevenson, backs down in the lane, kicks it right side. DuBois with it. Now over to Alderson. Alderson dribbles all the way underneath the basket with the left hand, but they're going to say he stepped on the out-of-bounds line.
Nice move there by Alec Alderson. I guess he just didn't pay attention to his footing. And now the Tiger Cubs will take over on offense. But I will say Cascade, and this has certainly been a key to their turnaround this season. They have not committed a lot of unforced errors this season, and certainly, if they continue that, they've got a good shot to pull out this winning season and maybe even, do some things in the playoffs.
Clark with the ball, dribbles to the right side, picks up his dribble, nowhere to go with it. Now comes over to Colin York. York with it, around the horn it comes. 3 ball on the way, up no good. Rebound pulled out of there by DuBois. Back the other way come the Cadets. There's Alderson with it, dribbles all the way to the foul line. He's bumped, gets it left side over to Hopper. Hopper back up top to Alderson. Alderson facing up, and now we'll restart the offense. To Hopper in the center of the floor, left side to Alderson, all the way down in the left corner to Stevenson. Stevenson looking, nowhere to go with the ball, gets it over to Hopper. Hopper back over to Birch. Birch trying to back it down, now picks up the dribble. Round the horn it comes, all the way over to Alderson. He'll be bumped on his way to the basket, and a whistle and a foul is called.
Well, only a minute 13 to go here in the first quarter at Clayton with the score, Cascade 10, Greencastle 7. It's a game that's closer at this point than I think a lot of people thought it would be. And Greencastle has played very hard, and they've, they're trying to get their first win of the season, which would also be the first win for new head coach Bryce Rector. So
here come the Cadets now as they are with a minute 8 to go. We're blocked again by those banners. It's a little tough to see sometimes. Alderson gets into Stevenson, lost the handle on it. Costin ends up with it, coming this way for the Greencastle squad as he'll take it all the way to the right side. Flips it in the corner, puts it on the floor. Number 40, Bowman, gets it back up top to Costin. Costin all the way left side as number 20, Alex Costin, a sophomore in the ball game. There's a jumper up, no good. Stevenson grabs the rebound, and here come the Cadets out of there running with the basketball. Across the 10-second line is Alderson. 36 seconds to play. Gives it off over to Birch. Birch takes the high screen from Stevenson. Gives it off over to Hopper. Hopper dribbles to the center of the floor. Now gives it off over to Birch.
24 seconds left, so they could hold for the last shot.
Yeah, and it looks like they may be content to do that, Leck, with the 10-7 lead. Birch over to Hopper. Hopper gets it off over to Alderson. Alderson facing up. Now comes back. Center of the floor.
10 seconds.
High on the wing now. Comes all the way baback to the right side.
5.
Takes to the right elbow, to the right block. Knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to the Cadets with 3.2 seconds to go.
Yeah, Greencastle has played pesky defense, and that's helped them stay in the game as Ross Stevenson now sits down. I think that's just the first time he sat down in this game, and Birch about to inbounds for the Cadets.
Inbound quickly to Du Bois. Du Bois off to Birch. Birch turns around, fires it up, and it's no good. 1 quarter in the books, and Cascade leads at 10-7 over Greencastle. Leck, you'll have the second quarter.
Well, it certainly was a hard-fought first quarter in which Greencastle, obviously a little bit overmatched coming into the game at 0-5. They haven't had a single-digit loss yet, but they played hard, and they were scrappy and managed to stay in it. They fell down 5-0, ran off an improbable 7-0 run, which was pretty good for a team that averages only 37 points a game while shooting 36% from the field. But then after a timeout, Cascade got back on track. Ross Stevenson converted a three-point play, and then on the inbounds ball, Birch stole the ball and converted it to an easy layup, bringing us to our current score of 10-0. Leading all scorers, first of all for Cascade, Alec Alderson has 5, followed by Ross Stevenson with 3 and Evan Birch with 2. And then for Greencastle, Gavin Bullman leads the way with 4, while Nick Costin has 3. And that's all the scoring for the game. So now they reset the clock to 8 minutes. And so let's see. So Greencastle will inbounds the ball. Nick Costin throws it in to Alex. Now inside to Gavin Bowman, and now we got a whistle as the ball was knocked out of bounds. I could not tell what I'm waiting for the. It's going to be a foul against Chase Edwards of Cascade, and the first free throw by Colin York is up and good. He is the leading scorer of the team with 13 a game, the only double-figure scorer for the Tiger Cubs, but he was scoreless in the first quarter. He does hit both free throws to cut the lead to 1. So now Cascade with a 10-9 lead. Alec Alderson brings it up for the Cadets. Alderson is the game's leading scorer with 5 points. 7:43 to go here in the second quarter at Clayton. This is the last game before Christmas break for either the boys or the girls. Passes inside to Birch, takes it up. Left-handed hook, no good. Tips back to Hopper, shoots a 3, no good. And the Tiger Cubs control the rebound here. And so Alex Costin will bring it up now for the Tiger Cubs. And it's now a steal there by Dalton Du Bois. And bounce pass to, and now he threw it over to Chase Edwards, who threw a bounce pass that went off of the legs of a cadet out of bounds. So it will be Greencastle ball here with 7:14 to go in the second quarter. Cascade leading 10-9. The Cadets scored the first 5 points of the game. Looked like they were going to run away with it, but the Tiger Cubs clawed their way back now. On the other end, Nick Costin has the ball now. Throws over to Devin Clark, the point guard. Now to Colin York, the team's leading scorer. Just got his first points of the game. York is a 6-foot sophomore. showing a lot of promise. He's certainly one of the players that they're rebuilding around here. So now Clark with the ball near the midcourt line. He drives it himself, then throws it back to York, shoots a three, and he hits it. So now 5 points in a row for Colin York to start off the quarter after being shut out in the first quarter. And the Tiger Cubs get the lead back 12-10 with 6:28 to go here over Cascade. Alec Alderson now with the ball just behind the three-point line. He drives inside the lane, pitches back, hands off to Jaden Hopper. This pass is tipped and stolen there by York, who will bring it up. Dribbles between the legs, now comes off a screen. Takes it all the way himself off the glass, but no good. The rebound tipped out to Birch, who brings it down. And now decides to take it to the basket. He puts it up, and he hit it, but they're going to say the foul was before the shot. No, they're going to count it.
Yeah, they're going to count that, Leck, which gives them a chance to go to the line for the three-point
play.
Okay,
yeah,
so.
Because there was no crowd reaction, so it looked to me like they just waved off the basket, but no, instead Birch puts it up, and no good, so we are tied at 12. Birch with 4 points for the Cadets.
Pretty evenly matched teams, like it's been a game of runs so far, both teams scoring in bursts.
Yeah, and one thing I will say about Greencastle, well, they are 0-5, and now a three-pointer there by York, in and out. Rebound put up no good by Bowman, who scored 4 points in the first quarter. But now with a three-pointer by Dalton Dubois, and he swished it for his first points of the game. So the leading scorer for each team shut out in the first quarter, but has come alive here in the second quarter. And that puts the Cadets on top again, 15. And now we got a backcourt violation there as Nick Costin's pass to Devin Clark went awry. So Cascade will take over, trying to make it a two-possession lead once again. So Birch will bring it up for the Cadets here in the second quarter. 5:07 to go here. Birch, and now the ball's stripped away, but I think they're going to get him for a foul. That was a nice steal attempt there by Nick Costin. So he's the third leading scorer for the Tiger Cubs with 5.8 a game. He is a 6'2 senior. Now inside to Dubois. Fall-away jumper, no good. Rebounded there by Bowman, the team's leading rebounder. He gives it up to York, who brings it up. And now coming off a pick by Bowman, but he's still double-teamed and takes it back near the midcourt. And then he throws again, so that's two backcourt violations in a row as his pass to Devin Clark was mishandled.
Yeah, back-to-back, as you said, Leck, and those unforced errors are killers. Yeah,
so now we'll see if the Cadets capitalize offensively. Cascade, not a great offensive team, averaging 50 points a game, shooting 41% from the field, but they are averaging 13 more points a game than is Greencastle. And they have three, and now a nice drive to the basket by Birch, and he draws the foul. So they have three players, almost three double-figure scorers. Alderson is just under at 9.9 a game. Well, we got Dubois with 16 a game, Alderson with 13. I'm sorry, Birch with 13. Alderson is at 9.9. So now Birch goes to the free throw line. It is up and no good off the front of the rim, so he's missed both free throws attempts tonight. That foul, by the way, is on Devin Clark. That's his second, team sixth. Only two fouls so far against the Cadets in contrast. So Birch hits the second one, so he has a game-high tying 5. So it's a two-possession lead again for the Cadets, 16-12, 4:27 to go here in the second quarter at Clayton. And now Nick Costin pitches back to Devin Clark. Now he takes it to the lane, pitches back to Nick Costin. Guarded closely by Alderson. And now pitches inside.
5-second call.
Okay. So 4:09 to go, and Cascade gets the ball back. So now into the game for Cascade, we've got Dylan Compliment. He pitches into Alderson. Compliment is a 5'11 senior. He has the ball now in the right perimeter, pitches over to Birch for the 3 from the corner, and he's fouled.
Yeah, he got hacked right there. Bad defense that time by Costin because that was a long and acrobatic shot, but Cascade will certainly take it, leading 16-12.
Yes, so now Evan Birch will be going to the line for 3. If he makes all 3, then it will be a 7-point lead. His first one is up and good. So now he's made his last 2 from the line after missing his first 2. The foul, by the way, is on Nick Costin. That's his second, team 7th. Second one rolls around and falls to the ground, no good. Nevertheless, Birch is now the game's leading scorer with 6 points, and now he'll go for the third one. It is up and good. So 3 for 6 for the line so far for Evan Birch. He has 6 points on the game. And it's an 18-12 lead. And now, beautiful, beautiful move there by Alex Costin. A reverse layup, and he hit it, and, that was a much-needed offensive play for the Tiger Cubs to cut it to 4, now 18-14 here in the second quarter. 3:21 to play. And now Du Bois posts up, and he shoots, but it's without the ball leaving his hands. It was blocked away by Bowman, and the referee called a jump ball. The possession arrow favoring Cascade. So now Alderson will inbounds. Puts into Stevenson. Posts up, and now and he's a foul. No, he traveled. Okay, so big break for the Tiger Cubs, trying to make it a single-digit lead again.
Yeah, and obviously fighting there to keep this within a bucket or 2, and down 4 points right now. As you said, really just a back-and-forth seesaw affair early on.
Yeah, it is a surprisingly close game. Cascade, for the most part, has played pretty well. Not many mental mistakes. There's York misses a jumper, and there's a foul on the rebound. It's going to go against the Tiger Cubs with 2:55 to go here. Tiger Cubs still trying to keep the game from slipping away before halftime. So Ross Stevenson goes to the line. He scored 3 earlier on a 3-point field goal. First one is up, and it is good, so it was a 1-on-1. And the Tiger Cubs control the rebound. York will bring it up. Double teamed there. Now pitches over to Nick Costin. Across the court to Alex Costin. Costin takes it. He drives to the basket, and we got a foul there. Looks like it's going to be against Cascade with 2:40 to go now in the quarter.
Third team foul on the Cadets, so obviously keeping an eye on that as we roll along. But plenty of fouls to give. Not so for the visitors. They already have 8.
Yeah, so certainly a certainly a good break for it's a good luxury for Cascade to have. They have several fouls to give still this late in the half. And now Alex Costin with the ball inside to Jack Hutchison, who's a 6'1 junior. And now a steal there by Alex Alderson. But it's there's several. One player for Cascade's down. He gets up though. That was Alderson. He got knocked down, but he appears to be okay.
Yeah, foot race for the ball down there, and a couple of players on both sides hitting the deck, as they like to say.
Yeah. So now Hopper inside to Du Bois, who puts it up. He hit it, and he's fouled, so a chance for a 3-point play by Dalton Du Bois. Makes the and if he hits it, it will be a 7-point lead, which I believe would be a game high. Du Bois, even with his size, he can really stick it from the outside, as he proved with that swish on a 3-pointer earlier, and he does make the free throw, so he has 6 now on the game. And now on the other end, Colin York with the jumper in and out. Du Bois with the rebound. He starts to like the fast break, but then slows up. Gives it to Evan Birch, now cross court to Alderson. Now Alderson dribbles, takes it down to the baseline. Gives it up to, and now it's stripped away. And now there's another steal there by Alderson. Pitches over, and we got a three-pointer from the right perimeter, in and out. Tip over and controlled by the Tiger Cubs. Nice behind-the-back dribble there. And he puts it up and in by Jack Hutchison with his first points of the game.
Yeah, real swing that time. Lack went for what could have been a three-pointer for the Cadets to 2 easy points for the visiting Greencastle Tiger Cubs.
So now the other end, Du Bois posts up, then puts it up. It's blocked into the hands of Alex Costin, who brings it up, gives it to York. Now over to Nick Costin, three-pointer, and he hits it. So suddenly it's a 2-point game again.
Yeah, 5 unanswered points for the visiting Greencastle squad. And as you said, like cutting the lead to 2. And boy, just a kind of a bad shot there by Du Bois. Put that thing in motion there. That was a 3-ball. And he can make those threes, but probably not the ideal shot for him. And Cascade or Greencastle rather got the easy 2, and then came back and fired the 3.
Well, I really thought that that the game would be really firmly in control. I thought the game would be firmly in Cascade's control by now. And, every time that they've threatened to pull away, Greencastle's always, made a couple of big plays to make it close again. As so now, after they go down by 7 points, which I believe is the highest lead of the game for Cascade, a nice behind-the-back dribble results in a layup there for Jack Hutchison for his points of the game, and then Nick Costin drains a 3, and just like that, it's a 2-point game again. So still anybody's game here at Clayton as Alec Alderson brings it up for the Cadets. 1:09 to go here in the second quarter. Cascade trying to hang on. I really thought they would have a double-figure lead by now. But, it's not that they played badly. They have not made many mistakes at all in this game. They made a couple, but not many. It's mainly just that it's been a relentless effort by Greencastle. 48 seconds to go now. Remember, no shot clock in high school basketball. Alec Alderson with the ball now over to Evan Birch. Birch and now starts to dribble toward the basket, then now pulls back out, passes back to Alderson. Now he starts dribbling himself. 34 seconds to go here. Cascade with the lead by 2. 30 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And now a near steal there by Alex Costin. But now Alderson takes it up, puts it off the glass, and he hits it. Alderson with 7 points, his first of the quarter. Those 17 seconds left. And the Tiger Cubs now with the they give it to Colin York, the leading scorer. He's double-teamed. Passes across to Alex Costin. Now to Nick Costin. Fakes the 3. Drives to the basket. Now over to Alex Costin. Fakes the 3. 3 seconds now. Baseline jumper. Blocked out of bounds to Greencastle with 1.7 seconds to go.
Nice block that time by Birch. I'll tell you what, Leck, I know it's just 2 points, but going in up 4 seems a lot better than going in up 2.
Yeah, it does. It's always nice to, have a multiple possession lead. So now the ball thrown inbounds, and it's intercepted by, and now it's a cross-court shot off the rim. Oh, he almost hit it. It was stolen there by Chase Edwards. That would have been a heck of a shot from about 70 feet out. Nevertheless, as the teams head to the locker rooms, your Cascade Cadets having a tougher time than expected, but still leading over the visiting Greencastle Tiger Cubs by a score of 23-19 here on AudioSportsOnline.com. Alec Alderson and Evan Birch lead the way for Cascade with 7, followed by Dalton Du Bois with 6 and Ross Stevenson with 3. Meanwhile, for Greencastle, Nick Costin has 6, Colin York 5, Gavin Bowman 3, and then Alex Costin and Jack Hutchison have 2 apiece.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, it's alumni night.
Yes, it is. That's right.
A lot of former Cascade alumni signing in at the front desk when we got here tonight. And I don't know if they get something or what the prize is.
I'm sure at least they get a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, so a lot of former Cascade alumni have seen them gathering around here with us. Around us, I should say. Not with us, but around us throughout the course of the evening. And it's always nice to have those who have graduated come back.
It is, and I'm sure they've got to be really pleased to see the way that the program is emerging here, that the Cadets look like they're going to have their first winning season in 5 years. They're aiming at their first sectional championship in 11 years. And, on the other side, we got the girls having an excellent season, one of the best in school history. They're 11-2 now after getting not just one, not just two, but 3 wins last week. First, there was that great win a week ago tonight that you and I called, Rob. And I'm trying to remember who the opponent was, but let's see here. But then anyway, after that, they went on the road and got a really nice win. Their probably their best win of the season on which was Friday night at Owen Valley, a 3A team that entered the game with a record of 11-0, and it ended up being a very nice win for the Lady Cadets by a score of 56-45. The boys also pulled out a 61-44 win last night, so another clean sweep on double headers, just as we had here against Brown County a couple of Saturdays ago. So, meanwhile, then the next night, the Lady Cadets went on to South Putnam, one of their sectional rivals, got another nice win by a score of 68-46. Monrovia was the team they beat last Tuesday. That was a 66-42 win. So they had 3 wins in the week, 2 on the road, 1 against an undefeated team, and all the wins by double figures. So really, on both the boys and the girls' sides, it's been a really nice season for the Cadets. And really, and it should be noted that, both the boys and the girls' teams return a lot of important players for next season, so they very well could be better next season than they are right now. So, and of course, this better yet, it coincides with the debut of Cascade Cadets basketball here on audiosportsonline.com. So now you all Cascade fans, maybe parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, girlfriends, boyfriends of the players, whatever, you have a chance to hear the bulk of your team's games all season long, both boys and girls. And hopefully we'll be bringing you not only a lot of wins, but, a couple of deep runs in the playoffs for this season and beyond. And looking ahead, the Cascade, both the boys and girls will play their next game in the Hendricks County tournament. They will have no more games until after Christmas and the new year begins. 2 weeks from tonight, January the 3rd, the Cascade Lady Cadets will play very possibly their toughest opponent of the whole season, the county rival Plainfield Quakers, a Class 4A team. They're always a juggernaut in girls basketball, won the sectional last year. They returned the bulk of that team. They're 12-2 so far this season, and they've been ranked at times in the top 10 in Class 4A. So if the Lady Cadets are to pull off that one, it will be huge. Nevertheless, the Lady Cadets will be playing 3 games in the tournament. If they win that game against Plainfield, they will advance to the semifinal round. If not, then they will move into the losers bracket and still have a chance to play a couple more games, and because they will award on Saturday they will be awarding 1st through 6th place for both the boys and the girls. So then who they play the rest of the tournament after that first game obviously depends on what happens on with the other brackets. Meanwhile, the boys managed to get a first-round bye, and so they do not have to play the first round. They will debut in the second round against the winner between Plainfield and Avon. And Rob and I actually called Avon last Friday here on WYRZ, where we are having a few Cascade games as well. It was the Hendricks County game of the week, and Avon lost a barn burner at home to the Brownsburg Bulldogs in a not only conference rival but county rival matchup. And the Plainfield, they're actually it looks like they have their best team in several years. They're off to a 4-2 start, but they've generally been a losing team in recent years, and so certainly being the only 2A team in a county of 3A and 4A teams. Cascade will be the underdog going into that game against either Plainfield or Avon. But while those are both decent teams, neither of them are outstanding. Avon 3-3, Plainfield 4-2. So if the cadets are able to pull off that one, certainly it will be a great win for the program and establish that they are continuing to climb up the ladder. And right now they're introducing the basketball alumni. They have looks like a good number of people here. And based on the appearance of the players, they're attracting people of all generations.
Yeah, they were started back in the mid-'70s, and they're up into the mid-'90s now. Our buddy that sits right here in front of us for every game out there.
Yeah, that's right. So
now they're up to the 2000s. Now what's interesting is they're getting into where I recognize some of these people. 2000 was Jason Young.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the class 2003, that was a year after me. Now I got to say, I look pretty good for having been out of high school for 14 years, right?
Yeah. Hopefully, I look good for having been out for 27 years now.
That seems hard to believe that this year will be. Wow, this year will be 15 years since I graduated high school.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the way I look at it. Now I've lived 60% of my life is now post high school. That's amazing. I don't feel 46, but so, and now they're up to the class of 2016. So it's great that even the recent alumni are still involved here.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I remember covering a lot of these kids over the years. Now the kids are getting into now.
Yeah, so certainly it's a great, a little school like Cascade looks like they got in the neighborhood of 25, 30 alumni to come back for this special presentation. And this is a close-knit community here in Clayton, a community that loves its basketball. And Rob, we've always been treated well where we've gone, but the people here at Cascade, they've really been extraordinary this year. They've gone the extra mile, and they really make it known that they appreciate us and want us here broadcasting these games. And we certainly hope to do these exciting games justice. And so it's really there's so much small town charm here in Clayton that I think living in the big cities sometimes I miss, especially being that I'm originally from a small town, Madison, Indiana. So definitely it's special for, every time I make this drive down US 40, and this is already the 7th time I made it this season. We still have several more trips back here, hopefully many more over the years, and it would be a great privilege to continue to call Cascade basketball as it continues to move up the ladder. So now the fans get a nice, the alumni get a nice ovation here. And so now the teams return to the court. Under 3 minutes to go on the halftime clock now. Well, Greencastle returns to the court. They got to feel good that they're still within striking distance here.
I'd like to point out, too, that we will still have our hair.
Yes. Yeah. Certainly, I hope I will keep mine. My father is 73. His brothers are 77 and 68. They still have theirs. So it looks like I have the genetics on my side. So we'll see what happens. But, I definitely would rather not have to do any of that weaving or hair transplant stuff. And, being that I'm an actor, I would have to do that for appearances, There aren't a whole lot of, roles available for bald actors. So definitely got to keep the hair as long as...
All right, let's real quick thank some of the sponsors that make it possible for us to be out here. And we start with the sports medicine partner for the Cascade High School, Hendricks Regional Health. Also want to thank the Platinum Partner list, which does include CJ's Pizza as well as AIC Irrigation. The Diamond Partner list, North Salem State Bank, and Best Way Drywall. So thanks to those great folks who have made it possible for us to be out here tonight. I want to thank, as always, John Acton, the great principal at the Cascade High School, and thank Scott Stevens, the outstanding athletic director.
Yeah, definitely. And, I remember, after one of our broadcasts, the principal himself personally came up and thanked us. It was very gracious. And first time I've ever been thanked by a principal before, so it's really great to see.
Told to get out.
yeah. Thankfully, that hasn't happened to me yet, but.
It does seem really odd, though. I mean, not to, wax nostalgically or anything, but I've been doing this now for 15 years. And, I remember some of the first games I ever covered was when I was doing print for a now defunct local newspaper at the time. And we would come out here at Cascade. We did a lot of games out here at Cascade that we'd cover in print. And I remember those games quite fondly. And there's a lot of great memories. And it's really cool to be back here and doing all these games now because it's such a cool gym, such a cool school. And a lot of great things going on at the Cascade High School.
Yeah, and for me, it's a little different. This is my 5th year of commentary, although I've been a sports fan for 38 years now. But for me, I had never been to Cascade before this season. But now that I'm here, I love it. And, I'd never even heard of Cascade until I moved up here and I started seeing listings there in the newspapers. And I always thought it was odd that there was a school called Cascade here in central Indiana. And then, of course, I learned the origin of it, and doing my best Casey Kasem impression, gave you the story behind that in one of the early broadcasts I did here. I think the first one, in fact. And now about to get back to action here, and I'll try to finish the story later.
All right, Greencastle will have it. They're down 23-19. I'm Rob Kendall, along with Lex Zorn, bringing you tonight's play-by-play. And we will see what happens here as the Greencastle Tiger Cubs with the ball moving from left to right. In the road, purple, gray letters and numbers. Cascade, the home team on the scoreboard tonight. Home whites, blue letters and numbers, or you might say black letters and numbers with blue trim. So the 3-ball left side up, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Birch. And here come the Cadets. Our final broadcast of 2016, and of course we've got a big schedule for you again next year.
Yeah.
But starting with the county tournament, which is going to be really exciting.
Indeed.
The horn, it comes all the way to the right side. Du Bois started to back down with it. Now spins out, takes it in the lane, lost the handle on it. Whistle and a foul is called on the Greencastle Tiger Cubs.
And I forgot to mention, talking about all the Hendricks County tournament action, it is in Plainfield this year.
Yes.
So just about 15, 20 minutes from here.
Which means I will be needing to send some information to Plainfield very soon.
Yes. It'll be great to be back down there. I haven't been down there all season for basketball. I was for football. But anyway, back to action here.
Birch with the ball, high on the right wing. And as we told everybody in the pregame, Hopper with it, goes all the way to the right side. Not only will we have all the Cascade winners bracket games on Audio Sports Online, they're also going to be simulcast on WYRZ. As shot up, good, count it. Alderson hoop in the arm, and he'll extend the lead to 6 with a chance to make it 7.
Alderson with a game-high 9 points. And he scored the first 5 of the game, and they scored 2 in the third now, 2 in the second, now 2 in the third.
Shot is up, around, and down. And the lead now extends to 7.
It's tied for the highest lead of the game now. Let's see if the Tiger Cubs come back this time like they did before.
Now up across the 10-second line. Full court pressure by the Cadets. They do get it across. Costin with it. Clar with it from Costin. Takes it to the center of the floor. Picks up the dribble. Comes over to 34. That's Jack Hutchison. And a 3-ball is up, and It's good. Nice shot there. Did you notice Costin barely jumped that time when he shot that ball?
Yeah, Nick Costin with 9 points now, all on 3-pointers. And the Tiger Cubs hanging in there, down by 4.
And now Birch to Stevenson, down into Du Bois. Du Bois got position, goes up, couldn't get it to go. Tipped up, grabs the rebound, power dribble, stripped away. And Greencastle comes out of there with the ball.
Looked like Du Bois was frustrated that he didn't get a foul there.
Yeah, Dalton's struggling a little bit tonight. And we'll see if he can get it together here in the second half. They're going to obviously need him, as he's such a key part of the Cascade Cadets offense.
They're trying to get York. Well, nice move by York to get open.
and puts it in for 2, so 5 unanswered, and makes it a 26-24 ball game. And again, as we said, on paper, Cascade lined up pretty well with this Greencastle squad. However, only up 2 points as we are about 2.5 minutes through the third quarter.
Yeah, so nice job by Greencastle cutting it to 2 when they were down by 7 again. Now,
Birch fouled, and we'll go to the line.
Yeah, they're going to get Nick Costin there for the block. One thing Greencastle does have is a lot of size, especially among younger players. They have a Bowman, a sophomore, he's 6'5", and then they have a reserve by the name of Trey Wood, a sophomore. He's actually 6'8". Then J.T. Matthews, a starting guard, is 6'7", and now Du Bois draws the foul there.
You know, one point of emphasis, I'm sure Cascade, as they reflect over Christmas break and get ready for the county tournament, is going to talk about, Leck, is the missed close shots.
Yes.
Several games now that we've covered, they've had quite a few close looks at the basket, and just for whatever reason, as the first free throw's up and no good, can't get them to go, and in close games, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does, and so certainly that's something that, they'll be working on, I'm sure. And now Du Bois does hit the second one, swishes it, so he has 7 on the game now, and it's a 3-point lead for the Cadets. 5:21 to go here in the third quarter.
Up across the 10-second line, now a whistle, a bump, and a foul on...
It's going to be on Hopper.
Yeah, on Hopper. Good
That's
call.
his first.
First team foul on Hopper. As Greenwood with a chance to tie the ball game here. We'll see what they can do. 3 ball from York right side. It's up. It's good.
We're tied.
Yeah, nice execution that time by Greencastle. And it is now a 27 affair. So Greencastle hanging around, and they've done it all throughout the evening so far. Every time Cascade's tried to get a little distance, Greenwood has responded.
Yeah, or Greencastle.
I'm sorry, I've called him Greenwood multiple
I know.
times.
I called him Greenville earlier. There's a little town called Greenville in southern Indiana. So.
Well, the reason I do Greenwood is because, of course, we cover Plainfield.
Yeah,
and they play Greenwood all the
right,
time.
and then there's also Greensburg, which played Madison, my high alma mater. So there's a lot of Greens throughout the state.
Now the whistle, the foul, and a warning from the official here. They got that's the 5th team foul already on the Greencastle squad.
Yeah.
So advantage for the Cadets. Birch takes in the lane, skips it up top by Alderson. Pump fake, step back, 3 ball, switch.
Big play for the Cascade. Big play for the Cadets to get back in the lead.
Yeah, nice job there by Cascade. That will extend the lead back to 3 at 30-27. And let's see if they can get a defensive stand here and try to put a little run together.
Alderson with a game high 13 points now.
Around the horn, comes all the way to the left side. Now York with the pump fake. Knifes in the lane. Running jumper up. No good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll belong to...
Boy, I'm really impressed with York's speed.
It'll belong to the Cadets. Go ahead, Lex. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with York's speed. I mean, he's not a big guy. It looks like, he could put on about 20 pounds there, but he's real speedy. They try to double team him, but he's good at getting open.
Yeah, York, a junior. Now off down to Du Bois. Du Bois has position, skips it across court to an open Stevenson. 3 ball up, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by the Greencastle Tiger Cubs. And here comes York all the way to the center of the floor. Now spins out, takes it all the way to the right side. Skips in the corner, power dribble, and a whistle, and either stepped on. It's going to be an offensive foul that time on number 22, Costin.
Now check it out. So we got Santa Claus in the crowd over there.
There you go. Very festive holiday attire there. And I'll go ahead and span that camera around so you can check it out. There you can see there on the far part of your screen the student section for Cascade tonight, dressed up.
Yep. So it's always nice when good old Santa Claus drops by your game. Makes you feel like it's important. I know that whenever I'm doing football and the helicopter drops in, I always say, you feel your game is important when the helicopter drops in, but your game is really important when Santa Claus drops in on it.
And now a technical foul called on Greencastle. The official apparently had heard enough, and Greenwood head coach there, Bryce Rector, with a confused look at us, he's now pleading for the official to come talk to him. And
he seems shocked.
Yeah, he seems very perplexed. It's pretty unusual that the coach pleads for amnesty to get the technical foul.
Yeah, that's
usually one or two things happens. Like the coach pleads for either goes nuts if he doesn't think he deserved it, or he sits down. But Rector now looking shocked, and it's almost like maybe somebody on the bench said something from what they're saying.
That could be as well, because like I said, Rector looks like he's absolutely speechless. Although big break for the Tiger Cubs as Birch actually missed it. He struggled from the line tonight.
Yeah, that's a missed free throw, and with 3-point lead, again, all these shots are big. Does get the second one to go. So he does. It's a one free point there, and, of course, Cascade will then get the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, but they had the ball anyway, so that part isn't so bad. But, yeah, certainly, now Rector calling for a timeout. He's trying to get their attention. Rector is in his first season as the head coach at Greencastle, and certainly, in a close game, a technical can be the difference between winning and losing. It probably won't be here, but you never know. So you just want to avoid technicals if at all possible. One tricky thing about technicals is there is some subjectivity. Not every technical is the result of Bob Knight hysterics. It's not always because you shouted obscenities at the official or something like that, or stormed out onto the court. Sometimes you just say something that rubs the referee the wrong way, and it really a lot of times depends on the official. And then there are some officials that really, will take more than others. I remember reading the John Feinstein book, A Season on the Brink, the chronicle of the 1985-86 IU men's basketball season, and there was one quote in there that mentioned Bob Knight had called an official and not gotten a technical. And I was thinking, if I were the official, he wouldn't just get a technical; he would be kicked out of the game. It was really, really bad. I'm trying to keep this broadcast G-rated, so I won't repeat it here on the air. But you can read the book if you want to see what it was.
Well, it's interesting too, Lack, because coaching as a whole over the past 10 years has changed so much. The demeanor of coaches, definitely not quite the, passion's the right word, or over enthusiasm maybe. I don't know, but doesn't seem nearly the maybe aggression that we used to have.
Well, certainly, I think coaches, have been forced to, and now Rector's talking to one of the officials again. I'm not sure really what the issue is, but yeah, it's they seem to have a deep discussion, and finally it looks like we're get back to action here.
Yeah, that's very odd. Like you said, normally when a technical foul occurs, either the coach knows he said something, and goes and sits down because he proved his point, or it escalates to the point where they get another one and get booted out of the ball game.
Right.
But here it appears Du Bois with it. All the way to the right side, now down to Du Bois. Du Bois powers up, and good for two. Lead extends to 6, 33-27.
Well, every time when Cascade's threatened to take control of the game before, Greencastle got back in it. Let's see if that happens again, or let's see if they finally, if they finally surrender and fall back. 3-pointer by York. He swishes it. So that answered my question. It's a one-possession game again, as York has 13 now, tied with Alderson for all scorers. York now is scoring at average, and we got a near steal there. And yes, it's the steal attempt there by Alex Costin resulted in a backcourt violation. So now the Tiger Cubs get the ball back again, trailing by 3. York will be inbounds to Clar. That's C-L-A-R. So now on the other end, got a hook shot there. And he hit it. Jack Hutchison with 4 now, and it's a 1-point game again. Wow. I tell you, Greencastle, they definitely win the award for heart. I mean, now we got a charge against Birch. So now, amazingly, the Tiger Cubs have the ball with a chance to take the lead. They were just down by 6 about a minute ago.
Well, like we talked about, it's been a game of spurts and of runs.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, Greencastle giving them a whole lot of credit. Like they have really hung around here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And York bringing it up now. Takes it into the lane himself, but it's stolen away. I think there were 3 or 4 guys on him there in the lane, too. So they're really clamping down on York tonight. And Du Bois now, hook shot, he hit it. He's in double figures now with the 11, and it's a 3-point lead again for the Cadets as York now behind the back dribble. Double team there. Trying to come up with a pick by, and now we've got, I think they got York for a foul there. Coming with 1:44 to go here. So now Hopper will inbounds for the Cadets into Alderson, who leads the team and ties for the leading scorer of the game with 13.
Hopper with the ball on the right wing. Now dribbles back to the center of the floor. Takes it all the way to the left block. Drew the foul. And we'll go to the line and shoot 2. 35-32. Minute 30 left to play in the third quarter.
Hopper is the last Cadet starter who has not scored. And the Cadets, by the way, do not have any bench scoring tonight at all. And Hopper, his first one is off the front of the rim, no good. Greencastle has 6 bench points, 4 by Alex Costin, 2 by Alex, and then Hopper finally scores on that free throw, pushing the lead up to 4. Alex Costin has 2, Jack Hutchison has 4.
Up across the 10-second line, taking it all the way to the left side. Now back to the middle of the floor. It is number 10, Colin York. York with the ball, gives it off over to Alex Costin. Costin over to Clark. Right side to York. A rainbow 3 is up and no good. That was a long shot. Rebound that time. Put up and in by number 34, Jack Hutchison. And that'll cut the lead to 2 with 1:07 to go in the third.
Yeah, and the I got to give the Greencastle fans a lot of credit. It's a Tuesday night, and probably the bulk of them have to get work in the morning. They've got an 0-5 team, and yet they're still out showing their kids a lot of support. That's just great to see. My hat goes off to them. And we've had some really nice road contingencies this year, as the free throw is no good, but we got a whistle here.
And now whistle. What's the call, Leck? Looks like they're going to get a foul on Greencastle. And if that's the case, that is big because it's going to send the
it's already
Cadets to the line.
Already they're
in the form.
Yeah, I guess they're in the double bonus now here in the third quarter, 1:07 to go.
Walker, yeah.
So this would be the first bench point of the game for the Cadets, and they hit it. Walker with his first point of the game. Benson Walker, he's a 6'6 sophomore. Should be playing far more minutes next year. He and Du Bois could make a strong front court duo as he hits both of them. Push the lead back up to 4, 1:07 to go in the third quarter. Cascade 38, Greencastle 34.
And now whistle, and
I think they're going to get Alderson for the reach in there. That would be only the fourth foul of the and it's the first foul of the game for Alderson, 4th for the Cadets here in the second half. Now throw into Hutchison, and he lays it in. So Jack Hutchison, 8 points off the bench. He's been a real spark for the Tiger Cubs, and they cut the lead to 2 again. Under a minute to go now in the quarter, as Alderson with the ball now. Guarded by, and they got him for a charge. So now the Tiger Cubs take the ball with a chance to tie or take the lead. Wow, I never thought that Greencastle would still be in it this far in. They're hungry for their first win of the season. They don't want to have to wait until the new year to get the first win for first-year head coach Bryce Rector. And now York will bring it up for the Tiger Cubs.
Well, what a nice win that would be, Leck, if they could somehow manage to pull that off.
And at the same time, a very bad loss for Cascade, who's going for their first winning season in 5 years. One thing you don't they're still in rebuilding mode, so you don't expect they're going to win every game. But one thing Cascade really needs to do this year is win the games they're supposed to win, and this certainly would be a game they're supposed to win now with 16 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And now the ball goes back to York, who's guarded near midcourt. 8 seconds to go. Now he drives, double-teamed, cut off, finds a man open in the corner for the three. He hits it.
Boy, huge shot that time.
And that's the end of the quarter. So we go, believe it or not, we go to the final quarter with Greencastle in the lead, 39-38.
Yeah, what a nice job that time, Leck. As you said, it'll make it a 39-38 ball game. And the Cadets reeling a little bit as they trail by 1. They led by 4 at the half.
Yeah, and like I said, York is the team's only coming into tonight. York's the team's only double-figure score, 13 a game. In second place, all the way down with 6.3 is J.T. Matthews. So, like I said, they only averaged 37 points on the season, shooting 36% from the field. But the story of this game, the key stat, bench scoring. Off the bench, Greencastle 13, Cascade 2. So that certainly is one of the key stats, if not the key stat, if Greencastle pulls it out. But we still have 8 minutes to play, and, on paper your Cadets should win this game. But, you got to give Greencastle all the credit in the world. And I'll tell you, I don't know how you perceive this, Rob, but my perception is that the longer this game has gone on, the more Greencastle has seemed to believe that they can win it.
Yeah.
They seem to be, in my... I just got a text from my mom there. All right. Since I mentioned my father's age earlier. All right. That was a treat while I'm on the air. So, anyway, back to action. Fourth quarter, we got a barn burner of a finish coming here at Cascade. The Cadets trailing by 1, trying to pull out the win and head into Christmas on a 2-game winning streak with a 6-3 record. Alderson puts it up and he draws the foul, so he's going to the line. So, certainly, the main thing by Cascade now, stay focused, do what got you those 5 wins this season. Don't panic. This game is still yours if you don't make any mistakes the rest of the way.
Well, you just hit the nail on the head, Leck, which is do not panic.
Yeah.
And now a full time. Oh, I thought they said there was a full timeout.
In the NBA, hold on. So Alderson hits it, and just like that, the Cadets are back in front. Alderson with a game-high 15. 40-39 your score, 7:45 to go. So now on the other end, Clark with the ball, inside he finds an open Bowman for the easy layup. So now, once again, Bowman with his first point since the first quarter, and Greencastle goes back in the lead, 7:21 here to go here at Clayton. And now Walker threatening with a 3 from the corner. Now Birch has it there over to Alderson. Takes it over to the top of the key, back over to Birch, puts up a 3 from the corner, and he hits it. Evan Birch with a huge shot for the Cadets. They go up in front by 2, 43-41, and that leads to a timeout there. So, anyway, should have a breathtaking finish coming up. Hopefully Cascade will get out on the winning edge. But certainly, if you're a Greencastle fan, you got to feel good about this. They have not had a double-figure loss this season. Now, 4 of their 5 losses did come by under 20, but none of them came by less than 10. So certainly, even if they lose here, to have a fourth quarter lead against not a great team, but a good team, certainly is a sign that your program is moving in the right direction under its first-year head coach. Taking a break here, just to get a note from the NBA, LeBron James has now moved into 8th on the all-time NBA scoring list. I did a calculation the other day and figure out what LeBron would have to do to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer. He's just shy of 32 now. He would have to have about, if I remember correctly, he would have to average about, if he plays 6 more years, he'd have to do about 25 points a game. So, the main thing is will he stay healthy enough? So far he has, but sometimes players, as it was the case with Kobe, start to break down the older they get, or like Peyton as well. You know, your body just doesn't heal as fast. Now, anyway, back to action here now. Greencastle with the ball, trailing by 2. 6:51 to go here. And now York with the ball. He's a speedster. He's guarded by Du Bois, a much bigger player. And now we got a whistle here. I think they're going to get Du Bois for the foul. Yeah, that's Du Bois. That's his first, but only the 6th against Cascade. So Clark will be inbounding. Also another from the NFL, T.Y. Hilton and Pat McAfee named to the Pro Bowl. So congratulations to both of them. Although my heart would not be broken if they abolished the Pro Bowl. It's such a bad game. But anyway, it's not to be named. Anyway, drive to the basket, no good. A rebound, though, by Hutchison, puts it up, and he draws the foul. So Hutchison going to the line, it was a shooting foul anyway, but regardless, that does put the Tiger Cubs into the bonus with 6:32 to go as they trail by 2. And in the NBA, Pacers lead the Knicks at halftime, 59-54. Jefferson with 14 for the Pacers. First free throw by Hutchison is up and good. Hutchison averaging only 4 points a game on the season. He has 9 in this one. And now Stevenson coming into the game as Chase Edwards sits down. Or Benson Walker, excuse me. So Hutchison hits it. He has 10 off the bench. And it is a tie game now. But a three-pointer by Birch at the other end. He nails it. So Evan Birch now with 14. And Cascade goes back up by 3 this time. 6:21 to go in the game. Barring overtime, of course. So now on the other end, York, free throw line jumper. He nails it. He has 15 now to lead the Tiger Cubs. So, tell you what a great early Christmas present this game is. So now Alderson now over to Birch. Takes it into the free throw line. Fakes and miscommunication. There was a no-look pass to Stevenson who wasn't ready for it. And it goes out of bounds to well, I almost said Hamilton Southeastern. to Greencastle. And now a steal there by Alderson. And he, behind the back dribble, takes it to a driving Du Bois who lays it in. So now it's a 3-point lead there by Cascade. 5:32 to go. York with the ball now. And now inside he pitches to Hutchison, and the ball is knocked out of – I'm sorry, that was to Clark, but the ball is knocked out of bounds to Greencastle. I'll tell you, I just realized why I almost said Hamilton Southeastern, because, you know, Greencastle is the Tiger Cubs, and in the Canadian Football League, there's the Hamilton Tiger Cats. So that's where the mix-up is. So now – Clark with the ball over to York, shoots a 3, but there's a whistle before and they got I think they're going to get Clark for a push off there, and so that means it is. Well, I'm sorry, it's going to be on Hutchison. Excuse me. So now. Stevenson with the ball on the other end, throws inside to Du Bois, but it's tipped out of bounds to Greencastle. 5:03 to go. Cascade 48, Greencastle 45. It's been a barn burner the whole way through. And it looks like we're going down to the wire here. York with the ball now, just inside the midcourt line. Now it gives it over now. Good ball movement there. Trying to get York open. A 3 would tie it. Now he throws inside Now back to York, put 3 from the corner. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Alex Costin, though. Pitches back out to Klar. 4:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. Cascade with the 3-point lead. York now inside the 3-point line. Pitches back out to Alex Costin. Now back over to York. And we got a timeout by Greencastle. So let me try to catch my breath now with 4:21 to go. And your Cascade Cadets clinging to a 3-point lead here in the fourth quarter against the surprisingly competitive Greencastle Tiger Cubs here on AudioSportsOnline.com. My name is Lex Zorn, joined by Rob Kendall. And we got a very exciting game, barn burner, brewing here. We got a great crowd, probably in the neighborhood of 300 fans, about 300 fans, divided about equally between the two schools. And it's just been a thriller. Neither team has led by more than 7. Greencastle entered the game with a record of 0-5, and their closest loss was 11. But they've hung in there every time Cascade threatened to pull away. Greencastle struck back, and they've just never given up on it. And they seem like I said earlier, the longer the game has gone on, the more they seem like they believe they have a chance to win here. They're getting great support from their fans. They're in their first year under head coach Bryce Rector, who's trying to rebuild the program, which has not been bad in recent years, but has not been the consistent winner that it was for a long time. The Tiger Cubs have a great sectional. They have a great tournament history with a whopping 34 sectionals and I believe 14 regional championships. Haven't gotten over the hump and won a semi-state yet. So now throw in there to Klar, the point guard. Brings it past midcourt. Guarded closely by Alderson. Now inside to Bullman, the team's leading rebounder. Now back out to York. Takes it inside the lane. Free throw line jumper. And he hits it. So it cuts the lead to 1. Colin York with 17 now. He's the team's only double-figure scorer on the season. Average 13 coming in. Now over to Du Bois there. Just behind the three-point line. Passes over to Hopper. Now to Evan Birch. Fakes a 3, then drives inside, close to the lane. Now over to Alderson. Fakes the 3, drives into the lane. Over to Ross Stevenson. Drives to the basket. And we got a foul. And I could not see what it was from my vantage point. So it's 3:39 to go. And the official is signaling to the scorekeeper. It's going to be on Klar. That's his 4th. So Stevenson will go to the free throw line for 2. Even if he hits both, it will still be a 1-possession lead for the Cadets. So this is anybody's game here. Had probably a dozen or so lead changes already. So Stevenson, a 5'10 sophomore, puts it up and he swishes it. Pushes the lead to 2. 3:39 to go here at Clayton. Beautiful small community about 15 miles west of Indianapolis. Stevenson on the second one is also good. He has 5 on the game, and it's a 50-47 lead for the Cadets. Colin York brings it up now for Greencastle. Pass over to, and now pass to Klar. Now to York, thinks about a 3, then holds back. Still dribbling, guarded by Hopper. 3:17 to go now. Looking to get open. Now passes down, and near steal there, knocked out of bounds to Cascade. Alderson tried to knock it away from Bullman. He did knock it away, but Alderson was the last to touch it. So now Bullman will inbound for the Tiger Cubs. And now York with the ball now, trying to come off a screen there by Hutchison. And now he takes it into the lane himself. Bounce pass, and he gets a wide open Bullman for the easy lay-in. Bullman with 8 now, cutting the lead to 1. 2:55 to go here. Anybody's game here at Clayton. Last game before Christmas before in fact, last game until January 6th for Cascade. They got a three-pointer from the corner, up and good there on the bounce. Evan Birch has 17 now to lead the Cadets, tied with York for the game high, and it's a 4-point lead there for the Cadets. So very important that they have that 2-possession lead now. And now York loses control. One of the few unforced errors by Hamilton Southeast, by Greencastle. Greencastle all day. And now Cascade in an enviable position. They have the lead, 2-possession lead with 2:18 to go and the ball. Now they just have to not give it away. And they should have this, especially if they hit their free throws down the stretch. And now inside to Stevenson, puts it up, no good. Tipped out to Birch, puts up a 3, no good. Rebound by Bowman. And now this pass is stolen by Dubois, who lays it in. So Dalton Dubois puts the Cadets up by 6, under 2 minutes to go now. So Cascade, and now York nearly loses it, but he hangs on. Goes over to Alex Costin now, 1:45 to go. Now inside to Bowman, puts it up, draws the foul. So Bowman will go to the line, and he really needs to hit both of these with the Tiger Cubs now down by 6. They've hung in there most of the way, the game threatening to slip away. Every time that's happened so far, they've struck right back to either make it close or even take the lead. So now Bowman averaging only 3 points a game coming in, but he hits that one. And now he has 9 on the game. Bowman, one of the MVPs for the Tiger Cubs in this one. Second one up and no good off the rim, but Hutcherson gets the rebound, puts it up, no good. And Cascade gets the rebound, so they have the lead and the ball. They have a 5-point lead in the ball, 1:32 to go. And now Alderson slips, but. And let's see what I couldn't figure out exactly what happened. Alderson appears to be looks like he might have a slight limp there. It looks like he's holding around, his hand is around his left hip. Hopefully it is not serious. Alderson has 15 points tonight. But anyway, I believe they said Cadets timeout. I guess they're saying Alderson called timeout when he was on the way down, and if that's the case, it was a very much a heads-up play. So definitely, it's been a much closer game than expected. I thought this would be somewhere in the neighborhood of a 20, 25-point Cascade win. Greencastle has hung in there the whole way. When Cascade took a 5-0 lead, I thought the game was theirs. Then when they took a 21-14 lead in the second quarter, I thought it was theirs. But every time Cascade has come up, Greencastle's come up with a steal, a three-pointer, a three-point play, one thing or another to stay within striking distance, and they even have led, in the fourth quarter tonight, now down by 5. So certainly, even if they lose this one, it looks like Bryce Rector has a program on the rise here. They got some young guys to build around. And so now Jaden Hopper to inbounds for the Cadets with the ball and a 5-point lead, 1:28 to go. If Greencastle does not get a steal soon, they probably need to start fouling. So now Alderson with the ball, over to Birch. Double team now, back to Alderson near the midcourt line. And now, there's a whistle here. It's going to be against Greencastle. It's going to be on Matthews. That's his second. So Alec Alderson will go to the line. Now, this is very big. If he hits both of them, then it will be a 7-point, in other words, 3-possession lead. And Cascade will be firmly in control. He does hit the first. 1:12 to go. Alderson with 16 now. Second one up and good. So there's that 3-possession lead I talked about. And now it looks now we'll see if Greencastle has one more miracle left. York with the ball. Now drive to the basket by Matthews, no good. Rebound there by Birch. And now under a minute left, they're just going to have to foul. Cascade now, and now they foul. Now York fouls Alderson going for the ball. It was a serious steal attempt. That is York's fourth. So Alderson hit his last two to make it a three-possession game. He hits both of these, it'll be a 9 with under a minute to go. So, and now finally you see a few Greencastle fans as Alderson hits the first, starting to file out. Alderson with 18 now, a game high, and second one no good. So it's an 8-point lead now. 48 seconds to go. York, nice dribble that there pulls up, jump shot. He nails it. So it cuts the lead to 6 with 40.5 seconds to go. York with a game high 19. And so the Tiger Cubs haven't given up yet. So definitely, you got to give them all the credit in the world. In every chance they've had to give up, they've hung in there the whole way. So certainly they have a lot to feel proud of, whether they win or lose, especially because this is not a game. If they do lose this, it's not a game that they've given away. They've had very, very few serious mistakes that they've made tonight. They've played a better, more experienced team and nearly pulled it off. But to Cascade, to their credit, they have not made a lot of unforced errors either. You could point to 3 or 4 plays that could have been better, but in general, they just They played a very hungry, very aggressive team tonight. A team that probably gave a better fight than Cascade was expecting. But the Cadets, never panicked, and they hung in there. And now Birch with the ball, drives to the basket, and now pitches back out to Alderson, who's there were several times. Now they have Seth Nichols in, who started on the JV game tonight. He's newly into the game, and he just fouled. There were 3 or 4 times I thought he made contact and there should have been a foul, and finally the referee did call it. But anyway, Alderson going to the line now. If he hits even one of the two, it'll be a 3-possession lead. 31.8 seconds to go. First one is up and good. 19 for Alderson now, tying for York with the game high. And now Nichols comes back out, and Matthews comes back in. Alderson hits them both. He has 20. He has 20 now to lead all scorers. So now about all that they can do is, and now inside to Bowman, who puts it up and in, cutting the lead to 6 again. 23.7 seconds to go, and it's a 6-point lead for Cascade. So once again, I'll tell you, if Cascade just hits their free throws the rest of the way, they should have it, barring throwing away a few turnovers on inbounds passes. So Du Bois now with his clipboard out, diagramming a play, and we got. I'll tell you, I'm really impressed by the contingency of cheerleaders that Greencastle has. Let me count here. I'm counting 19 cheerleaders, so that's a heck of a cheerleading group for a Class 3A school to bring on the road. Whereas as a Cascade only has 5 cheerleaders active right now. So really, you got to give Greencastle a lot of credit for their spirit. So now the Tiger Cubs come back out to the court. They need a steal, basically. And I'll tell you, this reminds me of what Rob and I saw last Friday night at Avon, where a pivotal point of the game, and it came. I'll hold that thought till later. But now they throw into, and then they foul Hopper on the inbounds pass. But anyway, when Rob and I commentated Brownsburg at Avon last Friday night, Avon, the home team, had the. They needed to stop the clock, and Brownsburg inbounded with 22 seconds left. Avon waited 14 seconds to foul, and by that time it was almost too late. So now Hopper puts up the first free throw. It is good. He has 2 points on the game. And that's importantly a 3-possession lead with 21.5 seconds remaining. That really puts the Tiger Cubs in a deep hole. Second one is up and also good. So Hopper with 3, and it's an 8-point lead. Inbounds to York. About all they can do now is just get down and shoot a 3 right away. And that's exactly what he does. NBA 3, no good. And loose free, and now saved by the Tiger Cubs. Jumper up and good by Matthews, cutting the lead to 6, but with only 8 seconds to go. JT Matthews, the team's second leading scorer at 6.3 a game, finally gets his first points with 8.4 seconds left, cutting the lead to 6. So now basically Greencastle would have to get 2 3-pointers here in the final seconds. Unlikely, but it can be done. So if you're Cascade, all you have to do, protect the ball, hit your free throws, and you got this one. So I'll tell you, it's been, looking at the schedule, this is not one of the games I would have expected to be one of the more exciting, but you never know. So it could be that Greencastle is finally starting to get itself together and find itself as a team. And so, like I said, if you're a Tiger Cubs fan, you got a lot to feel good about right now. But now throwing all the way to the other end of the court, to Hopper, and there's a lot of contact. I thought they should have whistled about 2 seconds earlier. That was a very questionable no call there by the officials. I mean, because there was that's the second time that's happened here in the final 30 seconds of the game. Now that's something for Coach Rector to get fired up about. He didn't, but I would have if I were if I had been he. Or if I had been him. I'm not sure what the grammatically correct way to say it is, but anyway, Hopper hits the first one, so that basically does it, making a 3-possession lead with 4.1 seconds to go. Hopper's points tonight have all come on free throws, and that one is good as well. So now they give it into York. He takes it down, passes up to, and now Alex Costin misses a 3 at the buzzer. So that's it. Cascade escapes with an 8-point win over the surprisingly competitive Greencastle Tiger Cubs tonight here at Clayton. But don't let the margin fool you. The final margin was actually the biggest one of the game, and Greencastle actually had a fourth-quarter lead. So, anyway, final scoring for Cascade. Alec Alderson led all scorers with 20, Evan Birch with 17, Dalton DuBois with 15, Ross Stevenson and Jaden Hopper with 5 each, and Benson Walker with 2. Meanwhile, for Greencastle, Colin York had 19, Gavin Bullman 11, Jack Hutchison 10, Nick Costin 9, and Alex Costin 5. So, in closing here at Clayton, what a great way to end 2016. And, truth be told, Cascade has really completed the year with a very good performance so far. 6-3 out of the gate, coming off 4 consecutive losing seasons. Really, you look at the games they lost, none of them were embarrassing, and they've also beaten some teams that probably at the beginning of the season they wouldn't have been expected to beat. So now they have 17 days to enjoy Christmas, enjoy the new year, and then come back fired up for the Hendricks County tournament. They got a first-round bye, so like I said, on 2 weeks from Friday, that's January the 6th, down in Plainfield, they will play the winner of the quarterfinal game between 3-3 Avon and 4-2 Plainfield. This was a game tonight. I won't go as far as to say that Cascade took the game lightly. I don't think they did, but I do think that they did not expect Greencastle to hang in there as long as they did. But every time the Tiger Cubs went on a run, Cascade came firing back, and so that in the end, they've got a lot to feel good about. And so we look forward to bringing you a lot of games for the cadets in 2017 and beyond. So, once again, your final score here tonight at Clayton, Cascade, in a surprisingly competitive game, they pull away and beat the Greencastle Tiger Cubs by a score of 64-56 here on Audio Sports Online. And we look forward to having you back with us 2 weeks from today when the Cascade Lady Cadets play the Plainfield Lady Quakers in the first round of the Hendricks County Tournament, and then 3 days later for the boys cadets team against the Avon Plainfield winners. So for Audio Sports Online, this is Lex Zorn with Rob Kendall wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we will see you in 2017.